Alrighty, so today we're going to try to vacform this canopy for the Ju-188. What I've done is cement it together. I've tested it. It fits really well. I put in some blue tack into it to act as an anchor to put this piece of balsa wood. This is a vacform machine my wife bought me years and years ago. I think from Micromark, I want to say. It's overkill. You can make your own. Disadvantage with this is it has just a small area that you can use, but it seems to work really well. The heating element is up here, which will show you how that works. And this whole thing basically works by heating this up, putting this over your piece of plastic, and then when you're ready, you put this on, you get vacuum. It's really loud. Listen. Blows stuff everywhere, and then you go ahead and drop it over. I tend to find that if you put one of these in the center, I'm going to see if I can actually pull the whole thing at once. I don't know if it's going to work, but that's going to be our attempt. So this is a piece of plastic that I'm using. It's special plastic that is made for this kind of thing. It has to be surprisingly thick. Because you're heating this up, and then you're going to have it then with suction, be pushed over your piece. So what I've done is cut a piece that's the right size. In this case, the right size means what the size of the little holder is. And it's very simple. Cuts very easily, but basically is the size of this. And you're going to slide this in place like so, and then you're going to put this down, and it catches the plastic in between. Pull this thing down, and you're ready to go. Then you pull this up. Now this thing is ready down here. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to see. I don't know if the whole thing's going to work or not. But now you turn on the heat, and you put this thing over top of your plastic. So now we're going to wait until the plastic starts to droop. And it takes a little bit of time for that to happen. And so when it does, I'll try to show what it looks like, and then we'll see if we can actually make this work by dropping this down like so over top once it's all correct. So let's let it heat up, and then we can see what happens. You can't see it, but the plastic is drooped down, so we're going to give it a shot. Turn it on and drop it. Now I can tell from here it didn't quite work, probably because it's just a little too high, but that is the idea. And so what we'll do is pull this open here, take this out, and we'll see how we did. We might, again, it's going to take more than one shot to make it work, and I might be trying to do this a little too much. Here it is. And you can see I'm really close. I think I just need to make this piece of balsa a little smaller, and I might be able to get it. Because look at how close this was. This isn't too bad. And it isn't right. But there it is coming out like so. So it's ready for the next time. But here it is. And oh, that's close. That's really close. Look at that. Right around the side like that. It needs more help in the back. It's almost correct. I just lost a little bit on this side, but you can see, and a little here, you can see that it's gonna come together. I might need to separate these and do them in separate pieces. I'm gonna try one of these one more time just for fun, and we're gonna see what happens. But that's how this machine works, and it works great. I'm gonna try first bringing this down a little bit, see if I can get a little better work. If it doesn't work, then I'm going to separate these, like I said, for about here, and then try them as two separate pieces, which will probably work better. But we're going to experiment one more time to see if we can make it work. Okay, take 2. I made that balsa block a little bit smaller, and I'm trying to see. It's starting to bow. The plastic is starting to bow, which is good. I know you can't see it, but I'm trying to look under here and see that it's there. It is. So here we go. We'll try it again. Now that almost worked. I heard a crack at the last second, and I can see that I cracked the front piece off, which isn't a big deal, but that means I think I might have gotten this whole piece together, except for the very front. I'll have to probably do that again. But looking at this, just take a gander. There's so much pressure, I snapped this piece. It didn't break anything, but that came off separate. But look at this. I think I got this all in one. I think I did. I think there's that much suction. If that hadn't broken, we'd have nailed it completely. So I think, and look at how much the plastic has gone in here. I mean, that's amazing. I'm going to have to cut that out, in fact. I'll cut it out and then I'll let you in and see how it looks. But that's not looking too shabby. I don't think, you know, I think we might have something there. It might actually have worked. We'll see. Alrighty, so look at that little beauty. I hope this is coming in clear, but my goodness, look, you can see straight through and see all of the interior quite well. All I did was trim it a few times. You have to trim it very carefully, of course. It ain't easy. But using an X-Acto blade and being very delicate, dang, it comes out really nice. And so now you'll be able to see through and see all that goodness. And I'm going to decide how I'm going to actually make the frames. I might end up making the frames with decal paper. So basically, excuse me, basically taking decal paper and painting it, clear decal paper, painting it like a dark gray, and then painting it the color that's going to be the outside. So we'll see, but man, that turned out a treat. And I'll put this other part on, I'll make that one separate, and there's a part underneath that has to be made. Or actually that part, I'm not sure, I have to cut that one separate because that's a new piece I cut out. Down back here, there's a piece that has to be made underneath, but I am pretty amazed at how well that turned out, and that was all one shot. If that tip hadn't broken, I'd have the front completely done too. So I'll do that separately and hopefully show you all that together when it's time, but extremely successful.